you love our job?
So excited.
I know. They call our first guest the Empress of Soul, and her golden voice has made her one of the most iconic and important artists in music history.
So true. Here to talk about her new gospel album, Where My Heart Belongs, and her legendary career is the one and only Gladys Knight. Welcome to Arise 360.
How are you both?
Yes.
Thank you.
Not worthy. Not worthy.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
It is.
Okay, first question. Do you age?
Never.
Of course I do. My bones tell me I do.
Backwards.
Where is the Fountain of Youth? Because clearly you found it. You look
You're so
incredible.
sweet. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Oh, thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure. It really is. I just love people, and the fact that you guys have me here, it's an honor to me. I'm always in awe of everything.
Oh, we're in awe of your career. Let's run down some of the stats. You've
Yeah.
received 7 Grammys, 38 albums, millions of records sold, #1 hits in pop, gospel, R&B, and adult contemporary, not to mention all of your film and television work. First, when do you sleep? And secondly, what's the secret to your success?
Well, first I give that honor to God.
Amen.
And I don't have to be politically correct about that. I've never thought about it. You know, that's who it is. That's what it is. And I was raised and given a gift of wonderful parents, and they taught us very, very early that we have nothing to do with this. You know, we are just to use it in the correct way. So they helped us to try to do that, but keeping our spirits intact at the same time. And I just know that He has work for all of us to do. All of us, no matter what we're doing. If you're sitting behind a table, if you're on a stage or playing basketball or football, whatever, you know, we have work to do for Him. So that's the way I see it. And I do this every now and then as a reminder to all of us, you know, of what that's about. I started this out as a Christmas album.
Really?
Yeah.
So how did it transition into a gospel
How did you
album?
get into a gospel? Well,
And it comes out tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
Where My Heart Belongs.
Where My Heart Belongs.
All right.
Yep.
So
That's
what can we expect? It's not a Christmas album anymore, is it?
Well, it's an all seasons.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yep, it's an all seasons album. I took the Christmas idea and the Easter idea and all of those things because there's something special in the spirit at each one of those holiday times. Why should we relegate that spirit and that light to any one particular time? It should be year round, all the time. So I took things like, were you there when they crucified my Lord? They sing that at Easter. But it's something you can hold in your spirit all the time, remembering that sacrifice that was made for us so we could sit here and have fun with each other, enjoy each other's company. We can live a good life, you know, without having all the money in the world and all those kind of things. So.
Speaking of living a good life, one of the songs on here is called Life.
Yeah.
And that was recorded back when you were with the Pips.
Yeah.
But now it's just being released. Why did you wait so long? What happened? Did you lose it?
Well, we were between record companies at that time. Okay. Did I say enough? Okay.
That's all you need to know, right?
Yeah. And
Do tell.
and it got lost. My brother Bubba and Sam Dees and I had formed a little company called Night Dees and Night, and we were writing for Columbia at the time, and we wrote this whole album full of material. But then they came up with some other kind of thing where they just took the music from us, and they never pushed the songs that we did anyway. But when I was doing this record, I said, this says something that we need to bring back.
Yeah.
And we wrote that song called Life. It Ain't Easy.
I hear
And
that.
talked about the things that we should be looking to make it a little bit easier.
So any more surprise songs in the vault?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Well, maybe those will be coming out soon. More, I mean, you've
After
been
tomorrow's album.
right.
Yeah.
Well, you just put out an album last year, correct?
Yes.
So, I mean, how do you keep up this pace? Most people decide to slow down. You just seem to be just revving up. And I saw you on Dancing with the Stars, so I know you've still got the moves.
Listen, I had a great time on this show.
I know you did. We'll get to that.
I like kind of stretching out, you know, trying to see about all the gifts. Sometimes we only use a third of the gifts that we have, and that's because we want to just kind of relax a little bit and do nothing sometimes, you know. But I like pursuing all of those areas, especially if they're connected in any way to what I've been doing all the time, like acting. Tyler Perry told me this one time. He came to see me about doing a part in I Can Do Bad All By Myself.
Yes.
I said, I'm not an actress like that, you know. He said, yes, you are. When you go on stage every night, You're not acting, you believe it, but that's all you do in acting. You put some feeling to those lyrics. And it's the same thing in acting. I said, really? He said, yeah.
I remember you from that episode of Different World.
I had so much fun.
When Whitley and Jaleesa were fighting to be your backup singers. That was great.
We had
it
a
came
ball.
on the other day.
Did it?
Yes.
See?
What's it like to live in syndication?
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you don't see it. You know, I saw it.
This is great.
But I've had so much fun in that arena.
Love Overboard.
Love
That-
Overboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See.
So in love with you.
there you go.
See, she's
She's like,
excited.
yeah, she's not going to be a backup dancer. Don't let her be your backup dancer.
She can work it as a
Yeah.
pip in.
Well, I don't
She
know
can
about
work
that. Well, let's talk more about the music, because you've been singing and making music for over half a century.
Wow.
Yes.
How do you think that your sound has evolved over time?
I try to stay current. You know, I have respect for artists, even though I do critique them, and I have the ones that I really get into because they're doing what makes my spirit jump, kind of thing. A lot of the young artists out there are very, very talented today, and they're doing some things that are not really indicative to what they should be doing if they have the talent. Okay? We don't need to undress.
Well,
We don't need to use profane language. We don't need to know what's going on in your bedroom and none of that kind of stuff, you know, and you can still make great music out there doing that. They've separated out the romance part and gone straight to sex, so.
But do you think people are doing all of those things because they don't have your talent?
No. I think, to be very honest with you,
you don't need Anaconda when you have your voice.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But I think the music industry is so vast now. Somebody got the idea that you could make a lot of money over here, and money has become a god to too many of us, and we do anything for it. Okay? As far as the fame is concerned, if you worked hard and you depended on that gift, if you can realize that it's a gift that God gave you, then things will open up for you and you can be around for a while.
well, when did you first realize that you did have a gift?
Well, my mom and dad always did that for me. I didn't have to walk around saying, well, I got a gift. You know, I didn't, you know. As a matter of fact, for the longest time, to be very honest with you, as I was growing up, it was more, and I know the Lord did this, my obedience to my parents. Not that they wanted to be show business parents. They just took each one of their kids and said, what is their forte?
Really?
And all my uncles and aunts and everybody was saying, she sounds like an old woman. She can sing. You know, I'm serious. And I used to hear it all the time. I said, what?
That's a compliment, though, right? Let's be clear.
You know, she's too old for her age, kind of like. I've been singing since I was 4.
Wow.
And so they just kept just doing little things and preparing us. She put us with the best teachers and mentors and stuff, kept the people out around us that were good for our spirit, that kind of thing. So I owe that to my mom and dad, and then the mentors that we had in the business that kept us on the straight and narrow.
Do you remember your first time on stage?
I do.
What did you sing? What was it like? Were you nervous? Were you afraid? Confident? What?
Take us back.
You know what? I wasn't nervous, but I was jittery. I wanted to do it and get it done. You know, and if you lose that, in my opinion, just my humble opinion, if you don't have that in this industry, it's time to quit. If you're not still today, just a little bit when I go on, after I say my prayer, I'm not worried because I know He's got me. I've been on stage and I couldn't even speak. And I just look up and say my prayer and ask, would you sing for me tonight? And when I get on stage, I'm shocked that anything comes out of my mouth.
Wow.
But, you know, even after my prayer, you know what, I'm just waiting to get out there with the people. If you lose that, you need to be doing something else. So.
Well, how different is it singing solo and with the Pips? Do you ever miss them? Like, oh, I want to come back.
You should have seen my first gig without the Pips. It was terrible.
Do tell.
Yeah, because, you know, with the guys, we were a team. I don't care what anybody says, and I had people in my ear all the time saying, what you need with the Pips? You should be solo, blah, blah, blah. I was with the Pips because I wanted to be with the Pips. I love harmony. They're family. We know each other. We work together. We got each other's back. So I could walk by, if I'm just off a day, And there are times when you forget a lyric, even to Midnight Train. You know?
How could you forget a lyric to that?
You can forget a lyric. There's a time when you're on stage, after a while, it becomes rote. Your lyrics become rote. You don't have to think about them. You're singing them, you're not even thinking about them, you know? If you ever stop to say, where am I? You're not gonna know that lyric. And I could walk in front of the guys and they know just as good when that's happening to me, and I walk right about, I stroll when I sing with them. I could walk right in front of them and they said, you're leaving on the midnight. If that's the line that I forgot.
Just help you out a little bit.
Yeah. And it's just like we just knew each other backwards and forwards.